the Champions Wall. I'll say it again, Damien. It's good to see, and you
it.
hope new numbers will be required. Well, you hope new numbers will be required. I think Lille have beaten Atletico Madrid, they've beaten Real Madrid, they've been dangerous all the way through. I think we've been in danger, really, looking at Liverpool. They were played 7-1-7 now in the Champions League, and if anything, underrating this achievement. They kept them all at arm's length all the way through that game. It ends up 2-1. It's an annoying equaliser. But what a football team we're watching at the moment. They look the epitome of people who are adding numbers to this wall.
Yeah, and there's a list with a league table on it where the best teams in Europe are currently playing it, and we're top with 100% records.
Yeah.
So there's a statement of fact. By any measure that you wish to apply this season scientifically, we're the best team in Europe because we're on top of the largest league in Europe as well. So yeah, I mean, trophies don't get given out at this time of year.
And that's the key detail.
It is.
Sides are different sides in March and April.
No question.
Paris Saint-Germain had a big boost last night. Well, they'll believe in themselves at home, a group of young lads. But up to this point, we're the best side in Europe.
Yeah, and you've got to live in the moment in life, and you've got to realise when things are good. And so what we're watching this year, I had no doubt Liverpool would do well this year, but I didn't expect them to be this good. And they might have surprised themselves or whatever, but you know what we're watching is world-class entertainment on a weekly basis and a whole load of resilience. And I think it's easy to sort of I think people are just worrying so much about will we win the league or not, because when we go for a league title, usually you need 98 points to win it. Well, that's clearly not the case, but that's a nervous fan thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's seeped through to the players. I don't think it's seeped through to the coach. And then you're looking around Europe and you're thinking, well, okay. And then people will start picking holes and say, well, you've only played these and you've only played them. Well, we only played Real Madrid and we played them off the park.
Yeah.
The perennial Champions League winners. So there's no guarantees from here, and we can be clipped all over the place, but we're currently watching the greatest team in Europe, and we have been all season, and we were euphoric when we battered Man City about it. And then their subsequent form might say, you're getting a bit kidded. Well, look at the stats. We're top of the pops. We were top of the singles and the albums chart at Christmas. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is, and what else can you do? And so with a fair break of luck, with continued form, with the same level of injury situations and whatever, just with an even break across things, why would it be any difference? And so we need to have confidence and go for it.
What else can you do? I think at this point, Peter, sort of where I am with them, in that, in a way, you won minus sort of. I think they've got a really good points total, but to Damien's point, they might not even need a really good points total. What we normally expect is to be under a little bit more pressure. But the responding to the pressure that they are under game after game when they find themselves under it, what more can they do? They're showing who they are every week at the minute, every 3 days.
No, they are. I just want to go back to the Champions League points for a moment, because it's an excellent point what Damien said about this focusing on the league. I think as a fan, from my age or anyone younger, I've never seen Liverpool win the league in person at Anfield. So for me, my sole goal this season is just to see Liverpool lift that title against Palace at the end of the season. So I've not been as bothered with the Champions League, and because of the new format, it is hard to gauge sometimes where you are. I mean, we are at the top, aren't we, Damien, as he rightly points out. But I think the other night was a bit of a revelation to me, because I was looking all around Europe and I kept seeing mad scorelines, and Bayern Munich getting thumped by Feyenoord, and they had 80% possession, and Barcelona, I mean, they're another cracking side to be honest with you, but they found a tougher way to Benfica, and there was just like slip-ups everywhere where you couldn't really predict it. But I think what Liverpool have done brilliant is when you've looked at Lille come to Anfield and 21 game unbeaten.
21 games unbeaten.
21 games. But they
were good, weren't they?
Yeah, they were good. You could see why they were 21 games unbeaten, but then you could see why they couldn't really do much about Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly.
They couldn't, no, and I think what Liverpool done brilliant with them was they just kept them at arm's length. It was like they toyed with them. We didn't really need to win the game, but we're like, we'll just win it anyway. And
and we'll get all the lads on.
Yeah, get all the lads on. They'll stretch their legs and they'll do whatever. And I'm not even really that concerned about the Curtis Jones injury, because I just thought it was just precaution to bring him up because it's only Lille, but we'll still win this game anyway. And I think that was a true testament to how far Liverpool have come, because we're playing a side who's really in form in Europe. But it didn't really matter because it was a professional performance and we see them out. And I think that's how good Liverpool are at the moment. In terms of the league, what can they do? Just keep doing what they're doing, because I think at the moment it's fantastic. Just win your games. I think there's been a little bit of a frustrating run, I'd say, more than has it been a really bad patch. It's more the sense that you've had cup games in between. So when you played Man United, there was a 10-day break between them and Forest, so it was a bit like, I just want to play another league game. And in
that you had the disappointing result of Tottenham, where they probably have hard lines, but it sort of added to something.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and sometimes it feels worse than what it actually is. And like you rightly pointed out before about City, they're normally on your tails, aren't they? I wouldn't I wouldn't write Arsenal off just
No,
yet.
no, not at all.
There's plenty of football to be played, but Liverpool just keep doing what they're doing, and there's some nice fixtures coming up. Then, I mean, we're there, aren't we?